sent forth. Now look, you know, whatever knowledge you have that you need to save your people, the greatest knowledge of all is the knowledge of God, the knowledge of self, the knowledge of the time and what must be done, and the knowledge of the true religion of God. But is there any complementary knowledge that can be useful in helping us to help our people? Now, Brother Farrakhan found something. Now, I want you to listen to me good. Now, I've been in front of you for 55 years. And I just have to be honest, see? Ain't none of you walked this walk for 55 years. And none of you have been tried like me. None. So don't get no strange ideas about me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's right.
Now, I found something in the Church of Scientology where they developed a technique and a technology that is called auditing, where a person can be helped to pull things up in their minds that they may even deny presently that it exists in their lives. This auditing process helps us to find those memories and bring them up. The auditor is something like a therapist. He's not a therapist because therapists talk, auditors listen. And when they listen and not talk, they help you to come up with that which would relieve you of your own pain by bringing you back to it, causing you to face it, confront it, handle it, that you may be freed from it. Now, listen, this is a part of the lecture that I really want you to pay attention to, especially those of you who want to judge me. If you notice, sometimes in the church, and we have great pastors here, who when you preach, you see someone in the audience shout, "Oh!" I'm not making no mockery. What happened? You say, well, the person got the Holy Spirit. Yes. But also, the pastor touched something of existing pain in that individual, and they scream or emote because the pastor's words has touched the pain but not relieved it. There are things in your life, and I'm talking to everybody in this audience, and all those of us who are sitting up in front of people. There are things in our lives that have been done to us from the time we were babies. A word from a mother that wasn't thinking, a father that didn't care, a teacher that was off the mark. They say things that become commands, but they're here. stored in the subconscious mind. There's a particular brother. He's a great teacher in the nation. But I notice some of us can't handle someone who challenges our authority. Everybody that challenges our authority, we see them as an enemy. But when we look closer, the brother was abused when he was a child. I'm talking to all of us. Boys and girls being abused, being raped when they were children. They think they got over it, but it's here. Bring them in an organization, put them in authority, and all of a sudden they got to prove macho. Always trying to say, I'm a real man. They are real men. But the abuse that they suffered, they have to be relieved of that in order to become the real man that they are born to be. Any woman in this audience who has been molested, who has been raped by a father, by an uncle, by a friend, by a relative, college don't free you. Church don't free you. It gives you an emotional escape. But to relieve you and give you a chance to live. When I learned that my brother had been abused, I started looking back at some of those in the nation who were great men, but always had to prove their manhood. And I started wondering what happened as they were growing up. What happened to them in a foster home? What happened when they're taken away from their parents? See, these are the things that we as a people suffer just a few generations coming up out of slavery.
That's right. Yeah. Yes, sir. That's right. Still with us.
And the pain is here.
Yes, sir.
In the recesses of our minds. And we have a college degree, but not whole. We are the CEO of a company, but we're not whole. We're standing in the pulpit, but we're not whole. We're called senator, congressman. We're called by these big titles, but we're not whole. So I looked into something that I heard about 35 years ago by the man who was my first minister, and I was his captain in Boston, Massachusetts. I met him again when the nation fell, and I was moved to Chicago, but then he was a Scientologist. And he began telling me about auditing. I heard what he said. I liked it because I love science, and I love when we can put scientific law, physical law, and the counterbalance of spiritual law and make them harmonize. I like that. I hate, listen to me good, I hate spiritual cowards who don't want to look at things and who feel that because I have something great, I can't improve what I have by finding something that will make me a better representative of what I represent. Bear with me.
Yes, sir.
See, the Scientologists, they call this process auditing. But we who are Muslims, we who are scriptural people, we don't use the term engrams. In theology, we call it the exorcising of demons. Nah, we're going there today. Now look at this. Muslims, here we go. We start to pray. All Muslims say these words before they make their prayers. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ. I seek refuge in Allah against the accursed Satan. Ain't nobody in the room but you. Satan could be lurking in your own heart and in your own mind. See, Peter started talking stupid to Jesus. And Jesus just looked at him. He didn't say, oh, be quiet, Peter. He said, get thee behind me, Satan. Ain't none of us that are free from being satanic at any moment in time when you use knowledge in a deceptive, tricky kind of way.
Yes, sir.
Using what you know to sneak up on people to get their money, to take their goods, to make them worship you instead of the God. See, that's Satan masquerading.
Go ahead.
I need you to listen. So there's something in the message of Jesus that calls these demons up and out. So the person who is auditing you is helping you to bring these demons out. Well, sometimes the auditor's sending you back to yourself. Now listen to this. You read the Quran. It says in the Quran that with us all there is a recording angel. That's right. That's right. And everything we do is written in a book. Come on. That's the Quran. Do you believe it? Well, let's see. Now I'm going to ask you a question. If I ask you to remember the good things that you've done in life, sometimes you can't remember. Because good is so easy. It's so natural. It's like breathing. How many breaths did you take in the last minute? I don't know. Well, why don't you know? Why weren't you counting them? Because it's so natural. Why would I count them? But now, if I ask you, go back in your memory bank to the first little nasty, dirty thing you did. Can I get a witness? Give me this walking microphone, man. I got to walk this thing off because I'm going after us today. If I don't see you ever again, you'll remember this one. It's on already. Now, how come You can remember all the little nasty things you did. But good things, people have to remind you. It's because you're naturally righteous. And the things that you remember are the things that are against your own righteousness. And the book that records all your deeds is your mind. And so when you're being audited, they just ask you to go back. And every one of us has a file in your head. And the auditor will take you back to a pleasure moment or a moment of pain. And your moment of pain is something that people did to you. Not so much what you did to others, but you remember that too. The point I'm making is that these demons that Jesus, now, no prophet before Jesus casted out demons that I can remember. Do you remember any of the old prophets casting out demons? They just taught the people, gave them hard law, and killed them if they disobeyed. That was enough to cast out crazy thoughts, but Jesus was deep. And as he talked to the demons, now look at this. The demon was in the woman. And this woman, when Jesus started talking and calling on the demons to come out, they couldn't stay in. There was something about the power of his word that the demons came out. And when the demons came out, they were literally attacking Jesus. What is this? Why are you coming after us before it's time? What you mean it wasn't time? Jesus was on time, otherwise the demons wouldn't have come out. So when the demons came out, they came at Jesus. And he just, you know how you do when somebody throwing a blow and you kind of sidestep it? He just told the demons where to go. Oh, there's a pig over there. That pig is more comfortable with your madness. So he sent the demons into the pig, and then the pig ran off the cliff. Okay. Now today, as I talk to you, some of your demons start coming up. And I know you want to direct them at me, but I'm going to show you where they belong. There's a swine somewhere that's hungry. Now look at this. See, when the Mahdi comes, he kills the swine. It don't mean he goes around just killing pigs. But the demon in you is akin to the behavior of a swine. Now listen. Just see if it fits. Try it on. If it don't fit, it ain't you. See, swines love filth. How about you? I saw my beautiful sister the other night at the Grammy Awards, Rihanna, my poor sister. And she dressed almost like with a pair of drawers. And she got her legs wide open and is just grinding away. Oh, look at Rihanna. Don't, girl. See? If that didn't revolt you, you're beginning to be a swine. When you can sit down and listen to somebody and every third word is you MF this, and they start talking about the act that is done in private and bring it out in the public and make it so low down and filthy, and you sitting there laughing at a filthy damn joke, and then the next day you go to church and sing in the choir, you a swine. Tough, ain't it? All of us, you know, we see these 3X movies. We thought it was Henry 3X, the Muslim. But the movie's so low down. You say, oh, I thought I was looking at a Muslim movie. But let me keep it on a while and see what's going on. See? You're on the internet checking out sex. Ooh, look at that. Oh, that's the way that's done? Oh. See, we have become like the prodigal son who left his father's house and was husking corn and feeding swine. A swine loves to feed on its young. Did you hear me? A swine will eat its own young, and a swine, male swine, will have sex with another male swine. Are there any swines in the house? Now, when you look at our behavior, you're looking at demons that are sitting up inside of us that have to come out in order for us to be what God intends for us to be. And that means that every one of us have to be purified. All of us. All right, we're getting there, we're getting there. Now, it's an interesting thing that I learned when I studied at the Celebrity Center in Los Angeles. The Scientologists talk about sociopaths. And have you ever noticed why none of our organizations really reach what they're supposed to reach? They go so high, then they fall back down. They start, they build up, they empty out. And if you're still lucky, they come back again, and then they empty out again. Well, what's wrong with us? What's wrong in the church? That we're talking about demons outside, and the demons that are wrecking the church are on the inside. The hypocrites in the mosque. See? It's a sickness that's in us. Now watch this. The Scientologists believe that a sociopath, which is a suppressive personality, once you come under that type of person, you become a potential trouble source. Well, they talk about the reactive mind. This enemy lives in the reactive mind. And the enemy, from their reactive mind, imposes upon us their sociopathic tendencies, where now we are potential trouble sources for ourselves and others. You ask yourself, in all the years that we've been around looking at the suffering of our people, what is it about us that we can't seem to get together and agree on anything and move forward? And if we agree on something and somebody gets a big name out of the something we agree on, envy comes up and we break the organization. Have you noticed that? Well, let's go to the root of it. Because the sickness is not somewhere else. It's right here. Okay, let's look at it. Now, as a man who's studying something, I always look at it from the viewpoint of the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'm not looking for no religion. I'm a Muslim. My religion is Islam. I'm not here to become a Scientologist. Prophet Muhammad said, seek knowledge, even if you have to go to far off China. Well, if I went to China to find some knowledge, I don't come back a Chinese. I come back like I went with greater knowledge. In the Bible it says, O thou sluggard, study the way of the ant and become wise. But you don't come back an ant. You just studied the ant, learned something that would make you wise for yourself. Now, I want you to pay attention to me. Because whether you want to believe it or not, I am your teacher. And you must hear me today. And let me say it one more time. Every word I say, you're going to be called to account for it. When Allah get finished with your behind, He going to ask you a question. Did not you hear my reminder calling you? Listen. Now listen to these words from the Holy Quran. The devil had a conversation with God. God judged the devil to be erring and set a day of doom for him. Notice the devil's reaction. And the devil said to God, because you have judged me to be erring and caused me to remain disappointed, I, devil, am going to lie in wait for them in your straight path. I'm going to come at them from before them, from behind them, from their left side, from their right side. I'm going to make them all deviate. Thus was born the reactive mind. See, oh yeah, you got to hear this. I just have to be clear. See, God raised me through the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to be your teacher. And you don't have another one better than the man that's standing in front of you today. That's why when you hear all this crap going on in the world, you try to make it wherever I am to see what is he going to say about that. Well, why the hell didn't you get it from the newspaper or from the television? Why you come here? Because you know I am the man. Now listen.
Go ahead.
I was studying about sociopaths, which are persons manifesting antisocial behavior or character traits. Well, listen, dear Caucasian people, if you were by nature social beings, you would have manifested the qualities that produce harmony in societal relationships. But you have manifested a personality disorder that is against the laws of a genuine society. Now, I said to some of those in Scientology that were sharing their knowledge with me when we were studying sociopaths, I said, you know, we have been living under white people for at least 4,000 years since they emerged from the hills and cave sides of Europe. And I said, I'm looking at the Caucasian personality as that of a sociopath, who the Scientologists say is a dangerous person to organization. And when you find these people, you have to expel them from any organization, because a sociopath is not governed by laws that keep order in a society, nor can they be trusted among groups of people who share one common cause. For if such a person gets into leadership, that person will only be a suppressive, a cruel, exploitative, brutal personality. They may have developed some semblance of a society for their people, but what they developed for the benefit of their people never applied to us. Master Farrakhan Muhammad said to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, cast the rotten apple out quick. He didn't say try to coddle somebody that's rotten. If you leave a rotten person in your society, after a while the whole bunch will become rotten, the whole church will become rotten, the mosque will become rotten, the organization will become rotten, because you saw a rotten apple but you didn't have the courage to cast it out. This is why Master Farad asked the question, why isn't the devil settled on the best part of the planet Earth? Because knowing that he was wicked and there would not be any peace among them. We put him out. And that's why today, don't be angry with me, just listen. You will be put out from all over the earth if you don't make a change. But so will you. Nobody is interested in you with this savage behavior that we display. We are trouble sources. Wherever we are, we make trouble. If no trouble is there, we'll create it. Now, I want to talk, this message is strictly to the Caucasian people. I've always wanted to talk to the Caucasians from the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I want to say this to you, and even if you don't take it today, you'll understand it better by and by. What is the origin of this sociopathic mentality? See, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that on the island of Pilan, or Patmos, in the book of Revelations, John, on the island of Patmos. See, the book of Revelations makes the enemy that Yaqub made to see the end of his world. The eschatology of Daniel and Revelation is showing us the end of the world that we are living in. But it's put in a way where it has to be interpreted. Now listen. See, the Caucasian people were made or grafted out of the original black man. It started on the island of Patmos in the Aegean Sea. When they were finally made from black to brown to yellow to white, they were, as the Catholics say, under original sin. Original sin means rebellion from the beginning. Now, the Caucasian, after being made, had a leaning toward that which was not the natural order of our universe and the nature of God and his creation. See, the nature of God and the nature of creation is submission.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Everything that he created bows to the law under which it is created. This was a people made in an opposite leaning toward rebellion. Listen. You can lean toward something, but you don't have to be what you lean toward if you are taught something against that posture. The devil is not a product of grafting. The devil is a product of teaching. Teaching devilishment, which is lying, stealing, and how to master the original man. He was taught how to do that. can't help it. In the nature, they'll create a problem. They came among the holy people after they were made, and in 6 months, they had turned the Holy Land upside down. So the righteous cast them out, took from them everything except the language, and drove them into the hills and cave sides of Europe, where they became savage. They had to walk across the desert, 2,200 miles. How many of you have pledged, AKA Omega, Kappa Alpha Psi, Mason? See, you got to walk across some burning sand. They make you travel the way they traveled. They reacted to being cast out. They're reacting to God's punishment of them. And that is why whenever you confess God and religion, Satan will come and turn you out. The church is turned out. The mosque is turned out. Don't tell me nothing about the prophet. The prophet wasn't just a man praying. The prophet was a man acting to bring about a changed society. The nation has become a church. We have forgotten the mission of the resurrection of our people. Because leadership thinks about money, thinks about the bottom line, but doesn't think about the resurrection of our people. Leadership that isn't worth a damn in the church, in the mosque, in organizations. The Caucasian is prone. If you read the writings of Dr. Ivan van Sertima and Sheikh Anta Diop, the ancient Egyptians recorded the presence of an immigrant tribe of blue-eyed people with distinctive red or blonde hair, and they had a proclivity for making trouble. And they were called the Tamahu, meaning people, and created, meaning the created white people, a clear allusion to unnatural origins. Now, I know this is a little hard. But I don't speak this out of hatred. We know the origin of the white man, the red man, the yellow man, and we can never discover the origin of the black man because he's older than the sun, the moon, and the stars, and that's why the scripture says we are the Ancient of Days. I wish that you could teach something like this in Black History Month. But how can you teach what you don't know? Now listen, a sociopath is a sick dude. There's nothing you can do to correct them. They refuse to even admit that they are wrong. And even when I face some members of the Jewish community and some whites with clear truth, they stand in my face knowing that I'm telling the truth and deny. That's why Jesus said, my word has no place in you. Now, listen to this. These people take their wrong and put it on me. They are the haters, not I. They are the real anti-Semites, not I. They are the demons, not I. They are the Satan, not I. I am here to uncover and expose Satan and become an instrument of God to end their world. You can take it or let it alone. Now, listen. I want to say something about Mr. L. Ron Hubbard. Put his picture up on the screen. I love you too, otherwise I wouldn't talk like this. Now, Mr. L. Ron Hubbard, I must say to America, to the world of Caucasian people, that L. Ron Hubbard is so exceedingly valuable to every Caucasian person on this earth. All white people should flock to L. Ron Hubbard. You can still be a Christian. You just won't be a devil Christian. You still be a Jew, but you won't be a Satan Jew. Now listen to me good. L. Ron Hubbard's effort was and is to civilize white people and make them better human beings and take away from them their reactive mind. Listen to me good. Mr. Hubbard recognized that his people have to be civilized. He never wanted to continue this world. Nor was he ever trying to save this world. He was trying to prepare a people to build a brand new world and a brand new civilization. That's why I don't have any problem quoting him, because he was not of this. He was for bringing in something new and better, and maybe that's why he's hated. Maybe he's hated because he did not want to extend this world. In fact, he said, quote, Dianetics is not interested in saving the world. It is interested only in preventing the world from being saved. One more time would be fatal. Now wait, Christians. I know what you think. John 3:16. Oh, I'm on the page with you today. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever would believe in him would not perish, but have everlasting life. Now, wait a minute. Perish. What is perishing? Who is going to perish? See? Jesus never came to save this world. Listen to me good now. Pastor, go read it again. That's right. The book of James says, he who loves this world is an enmity with God. So, but the Bible uses the definite article, the. God so loved the world. What world, God? The world that Jesus is going to bring in. That he gave that man and his life, that whoever would believe in him would not perish when this world goes out, but they would find eternal life. Yes, I am, brother. He didn't get this in no school of theology. Now look, I respect L. Ron Hubbard, and I honor that man for trying to make white people better than they are, and the white people that are under his teachings are better than those that we have met in our sojourn in America with these evil, arrogant, racist minds that we have come in contact with. If they stay under L. Ron Hubbard, he will free them of the mind that Yaqub gave them. Wait. Guess what? They have improved the black people who study with him. But listen, the blacks who study with Scientology are not yet what God desires to make them into. That indeed has to come from us. Now look, what is God trying to make them into? He's trying to make us into what we were in the beginning. Ye are all God's children of the Most High God. Now,